Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss some examples of predicates which I had given in previous lecture. Now look at this example. Pxx is an even number and Qxx is greater than 5. And the universe of discourse or domain for x is 2, 4, 6, 8. Now we have to find the truth values of the following prepositions. For all x, Px. For all x, Px means Px is true for all x. Px is x is an even number. And look at this 2, 4, 6, 8. So all these numbers are even numbers. So you can say Px is true for all number. It means this is true. There exists x Px. Some numbers are even numbers and some numbers are even number. This is also true. If for all x Px is true, then obviously there exists x Px will also be true. Now for all x Px or Qx, it means for all x, for every number in x, either Px means either x is an even number or x is greater than 5. So for each of these values x is an even number. This is already true. So you know one of the two variable is true, then P or Q will be true. So for all x, either this one or this one, because this part is true for all values of x, so this is also true. There exists x Px and Qx means some values of x are such that these values are even number and greater than 5. So these values are even number and greater than 5. So there are two values. Some values are there which are even number and greater than 5. So this is also true. So in this way you can find the truth values of different types of prepositions. Here look at this. Whenever we use quantifier before any predicate, then it becomes a preposition because now it has some truth value. You can find its a truth value whether it is true or false. If I simply write Px, then it is a predicate on x. But if I apply a quantifier, for example, for all x or there exists x Px, then this quantifier quantifies Px, then it becomes a preposition. Then it will have a truth value. It may be true or false. Now look at this example. Here we have to symbolize these sentences. So we'll start with the first one. Some cats are not black. So we will first define this with universe of discourse. With universe of discourse. So for this we need to define x belongs to set of cats. Now define Px as x is black. Now for this, some cats are not black. Not is the negation of this one. Some means there exists. So you can write it. There exists x negation of Px. Some cats are not black. So this is with universe of discourse. Now we will define it without universe of discourse. Without universe of discourse. Now for this, now here we need not to define x belongs to set of cats. So we will write Px, x is a cat, x is a cat, and Qx, x is black, x is black. Now look at this sentence. Some cats are not black. It means some x are there such that these x are cats and these cats are not black. So and conjunction is there. Some cats are not black. Some x are there such that these are cats and these are not black. So we can write it. There exists x Px and negation of Qx. Some cats are not black. Some there exists x. Px means x is a cat and negation of Qx, that is x is not black. So in this way you can symbolize any sentence with universe of discourse and without universe of discourse. Now we consider the second example. All politicians are clever. So again with universe of discourse. So here we'll write with universe of discourse. So write X belongs to set of politicians. X belongs to set of politicians. So define Px. X is clever. Now for all politicians are clever, you can write for all X Px. It means for all X, for every X, Px is true, means all politicians are clever. Now without universe of discourse. Universe of discourse. So for this, no need to define X belongs to set of politicians. We will write Px. X is a politician. X is a politician. And Qx. X is clever. For this, all politicians are clever means all values of X. If X is a politician, then he or she is clever. So you will write it for all X. Px implies Qx. Here we are checking for every X. If X is Px. Now here we can because we have not defined universe of discourse. It means X can take any value from universal set. So first we have to check. So we will check whether it is a politician. So for all X, if it is a politician, then he is clever. So you can write it. All politicians are clever. Now look at this third example. For every positive integer, there is a positive integer greater than it. Here is for this quantifier is used, and again one another quantifier, this sum there exists is there. And look at this. Here we are going to compare two values. It means we need a predicate on two variables. So first again with using with universe of discourse. Universe of discourse. So we will take two variables x and y belongs to z plus positive integers. These are positive integers. Now we can define pxy as x is greater than y. X is greater than y. So how can we write it? For every positive integer, for all x, for every positive integer, there exists a positive integer y. There exists a positive integer y such that y is greater than x. So y is greater than x. How can we write? Pxy denotes x is greater than y. So if we have to write y is greater than x, then we will write pyx because we have to show that y is greater than x. And pyx means y is greater than x. Pxy means x is greater than y. But we need to show y is greater than x. That's why we will interchange these two positions. So this is the symbolic form of this sentence with universe of discourse. Now we'll define it without universe of discourse. Without universe of discourse. Look at this. Here this is positive integer. Again y is also a positive integer. It means first we have to write one predicate px as x is a positive integer. X is a positive integer. X is a positive integer. Now we need another predicate to compare two values. So you can write q. Here give another symbol, say a comma b. A is greater than b. A is greater than b. A is greater than b. For every positive integer, it means, so start with x. For all x px, whenever we say, just like as all politicians are clever, every positive integer is this one. Say from this to this one, say this is one part of predicate. So for every positive integer, this one. So this can be written as for all x, px implies this one. So first, to write this one, you have to understand that for every positive integer, this is a one part. So this will be written as for all x, px implies this part. But this part is again uh, here this quantifier is used. There exists. So how can we write this one? If you look at this, there exists a positive integer greater than it. We have not defined universe of discourse. It means suppose we are taking the variable y. So how can we define y? Y is a positive integer and y is greater than x. So we can interpret this in this way: there exists a positive integer y. There exists a positive integer y. So for this part, there exists a positive integer y. Positive integer means there exists y, which is a positive integer py. X is a positive integer, so we will write py. Y is positive integer, and y is greater than x, and y is greater than x. QAB is a is greater than b. So if we have to write y is greater than x, then we will write q y comma x. So py and qyx means there exists y such that y is a positive integer, and qyx means y is greater than x. So this is the symbolic form of this part. Now if you combine this one, for every positive integer, this one. So you can write for every positive integer, for all x, px implies there exists y, py and qyx. So this bracket is for this one, this for this one, for this one, this one. So in this way you can symbolize this sentence without universe of discourse. Here you have to remember this in this part. So first we will write this part, symbolic form of this part, separately in this way. Assume this one is a simple one predicate. So say you can say this is zy. So in short, you can say for every positive integer, zy. For all x, px, zy. So what is zy? Zy is there exists y, py and qyx. So in this way, you can write the symbolic form of this sentence with and without universe of discourse. Now look at this example. Here x belongs to 1, 2, 3. This is the universe of discourse for x, and we have to remove quantifiers from these. So start with the first one. For all x, px or qx. So assume this as a single predicate. Say for example zx. Zx is equal to px or qx. So in place of px or qx, I have simple written zx. So this is for all x, zx. Now this means for all x, zx means for every value of x, zx is true. It means z1 is true and z is true and z3 is true. So and is there. Whenever we are using for all x, means zx is true for all x. So you can write it. This is equivalent to, you can write it z1 and z2 and z3. So in this way you can remove quantifier. For whenever for all x is written, so you have to write this one and using conjunction. So you have to use all these z for each of the values of x using conjunction. So in this way you can remove the quantifier. But here in place of zx, px or qx is given. It means now you have to write px or qx for each value of x. So this if you remove this quantifier, then in place of z1, how can I write? This is p1 or q1. So z1, this is for z1, and z2, p2 or q2, and for z3, this is p3 or q3. So in this way you can remove quantifier from this one. Similarly for the second one, there exists. Whenever you use there exists, it means some values are there. So for all x we use this conjunction, but whenever you say there exists x, there exists means some values. It may be true for this first one or true for second one or for third one or for other values. So you will use disjunction. So for this one, this sentence will be this, symbolic form will be same. You can write P1, but here look at this is AND, so you can write P1 and Q1 because there exists is there, so you will write OR. To understand this one, similarly assume again this is ZX. So first there exists X ZX, you will write Z1 or Z2 or Z3, then you will replace Z1 with this one, Z2 with this one, Z2 with this one, and so on. So here ZX is PX and QX, so this P1 and Q1 or P2 and Q2 or P3 and Q3. So in this way you can, there exists means or this. So this part is true for first one or second one or third one. So this part is you have to write as it is for these values of X. Now look at this here. Here this one is separate one, this one is separate one. For all X Px. So first for all X Px you will write it P1 and P2 and P3. So because for all X Px, X is true for all values of X. So this is this part. So write it in this way. And there exists X Px means Px is true for some values of X. It means P1 or P2 or P3. So in this way you can remove quantifiers. Here this is denoted by this one because this one is separate one. For all X Px, Px is true for all X. And this and there exists X Px. This Px is true for some values of X. So P1 or P2 or P3. So in this way you can remove quantifiers. Here in this example, we have to find the negations of these sentences. The easy way to find the negation is to write the symbolic form, then you will get the clear idea. So look at this first example, and if I have to symbolize this, so the easy way I write X belongs to set of players and Px is X is tall. X is tall. Now this is all players are not tall. So how can I write it? I can write it for all X negation of Px. For all X negation of Px. So all players are not tall. Now I have to find the negation of this one. It means I have to find the negation of this. So whenever I do this, so this for all X will be converted into there exists X. Then negation of this part. Negation of this part is negation of negation Px. That is Px. It means how can I write it? Some players are some players are tall. So this is the negation of this sentence. All players are not tall. So this condition is true when all players are not tall. So this is when we have to find the negation. It means some of the players are there who are tall. So this is the negation of this sentence. Some players are tall. Similarly, some administrators are not strict. So again you will write X belongs to set of administrators. X belongs to set of administrators. Now write Px, X is strict, X is strict, and for this one you can write there exists X, there exists X Px, not Px, there exists X negation of Px. Some administrators are not strict. There exists X negation of Px. So some administrators are not strict. Now we have to find the negation of this one. So negation of this one is for all X. Negation of negation Px. This is Px. So for all X Px. All administrators. All administrators are strict. All administrators are strict. So this is the
negation of some administrators are not strict. So this is the negation of this sentence. Negation is all administrators are strict. Similarly, if I have to find the negation of all players. All players are tall. Suppose I have to find the negation of this sentence. So for this I can write for all x px. If I negate this um, for all x px, then this is there exists x and negation of px, that is some players are not tall, not tall. So this is the negation of this sentence. So in this way you can find the negation of the sentences. So the easy way, first to symbolize the sentences, then you will get the clear idea what is the negation of a sentence.